Well, brothers and sisters, happy Feast of Pentecost. And good job, those who wore red. If you didn't wear red, it's okay, but, it's a special day. I just want to point out, good job, ladies. That's sounding really good up there in the choir loft. Haven't heard the Missa de Angelus at Mass in a while, so that was kind of a treat. Thank you, Miss Rebecca, as well. I always like to tell folks whenever there's music, maybe in Latin or a language you don't understand, it's okay if you're not verbally praising, right? It's okay to just listen and let that be a moment of glory for God, right? Just contemplative kind of listening too. So if you're not used to that, just, close your eyes and let the beauty wash over you. That's what I always tell folks with sacred music like that. So good job so far, ladies. Today we celebrate the Feast of Pentecost, as I was saying, and this is the moment when the Holy Spirit descends upon the disciples of Jesus. So by his power, by the Holy Spirit's power, the disciples, as we heard in the first reading, they're able to speak and understand many different languages. And it is also by the Spirit that they're commissioned to go forth and evangelize all peoples. It's not just so that they can, do a cool party trick. Look, I can speak Parthian or, Greek, watch me, right? We recall Jesus commissioning them, go forth, right, baptizing all nations in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, teaching all nations his ways. We also see in the gospel that the apostles of Christ receive the Spirit in a special way, and they're commissioned to forgive sins. And this is one of the scriptural foundations that we actually have for the sacrament of confession. Of course, we know that the scriptures also apply to us today. So when we celebrate Pentecost every year, we relive this special moment when the Holy Spirit descends upon the disciples. We don't just think about it happening 2,000 years ago. In this liturgical action, in the mystery of the Mass, we are reliving Pentecost. We are God's disciples too, and he commissions us. He commissions each and every single one of you to go forth and evangelize and to do good works in his name. In our baptism, as a matter of fact, the Holy Spirit becomes present in our souls, and by our confirmation, we receive the fullness of the Spirit's gifts. So you actually have already lived a miniature personal version of Pentecost in your reception of the sacraments. That was your personal Pentecost, the Holy Spirit coming down upon you. And of course, that presence abides, of course, when we're in a state of grace, and if we're not, we go to confession, right? But that Holy Spirit, his presence abides in us. So it wasn't just that one moment. You live a perpetual Pentecost as Christians. Today is a great reminder of that fact. I actually want today to be a simple reminder, first, that God dwells in you, right? Like I mentioned, we don't walk alone. And God does not abandon us. He is perpetually present with us in his Holy Spirit. That's a beautiful reminder, right? When times are difficult, to know that God is there, mystically present there in our souls, right? By the sacraments we've received. But you also have some homework, all right? You are not called to only delight in the presence of the Holy Spirit in you, although that is important, but you're also called to go forth and serve. The disciples received the Holy Spirit and they were commissioned. You've received the Holy Spirit and now you're commissioned to go forth. During the offertory, when the bread and wine are presented, that is a time when you also offer yourself to the Lord. That bread and wine is representative not just of the 10, 15 bucks we spend on altar wine and hosts, all right? That is supposed to be you. You are in that ciborium, that's the fancy name for that bowl. You are in that cruet with the wine. You are literally being offered, and you are coming up to the altar. You are sacrificed with Christ. You are united in his sacrifice. You die with him. You resurrect with him. Your whole self is offered by that action of the offertory. So it's not just a nice thing we like to do. You are being presented to Jesus at that moment. And so, in a few minutes, as the gifts are presented, I want you to think of a concrete way that you can offer yourself in service to God. Truly make this a renewal on this day of Pentecost. It could be volunteering. It could be inviting a friend, maybe to Mass, or at the very least just to encounter Jesus, right? Speaking to them about your Christian faith. It could be putting a talent to use. I also want you to think about parts of your life that have become commonplace and dry. So for example, what I mean by this, right? A mother or father does many good things for their children every single day, but it's easy to forget to offer these good works to God. Even in little daily chores, even in little sufferings, whether it be simple acts of love that a parent does for their child, putting up with your family when they're really annoying you, or a coworker, whatever it is, going to do your daily grind at that job that you might hate, but hey, it pays the bills. All these different parts of our lives, good and difficult, okay? In these little daily chores, we glorify God and we serve Him. They may be boring or frustrating, right? But these daily things can sometimes be the most delightful offering to God. It is there in front of you. God is simply waiting for you to kind of refresh your commitment, saying, Lord, I offer this. This is my little way of being commissioned to do good works. It's my little way of participating in this Pentecost. Even the simplest daily things. So easy to forget, but so important. So we give thanks to the Holy Spirit on this special day, this glorious day, for His perpetual presence in us, knowing that we are never alone. And if that's been a lingering doubt for you, God, where are you? You feel like the Psalms that cry out to the Lord saying, why are you not on my side? If you're feeling lonely or isolated, well, today is a healing balm for you. It is a gift from God to remind you He is present in you, abiding in your spirit, knowing that we are never alone. We beg the Holy Spirit to renew a missionary spirit in our hearts, reminding us that we are called to evangelize and to serve. So if you have a talent that you could put to use, maybe been a little lazy and, serving the Lord physically and serving the poor, whatever it is, let that be a renewal today, like I said, at the offertory. Lastly, we ask the Holy Spirit to renew the parts of our lives that have become lukewarm, and help us to never forget that even the little chores and pains and sufferings of daily life are beautiful offerings to God. So make a fruitful offering of yourself at this Mass, right in the offertory in just a few minutes here. Ask the Lord to renew His Holy Spirit and His beautiful abiding presence in you on this special day of Pentecost.